Hi everybody, welcome to this product briefing. Excited to talk some physical hardware. We don't talk enough about hardware in our world. It's mostly cloud these days, but there's still a really important place for physical hardware. And this time we're talking about the latest device in the Edge 8000 series. I've got Gordon from Ribbon. Hey Gordon, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thanks. Thanks for coming back. It's I think we last did this a couple of years ago at the launch of the 8000 series. So for those who haven't seen that or don't know yourself and your role, could you just give us a little bit of an intro?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was about a year and a half or so ago that we chatted and where we talked about the Edge 8000. But for those who don't know me, my name is Gordon Eddy. I'm Senior Director of Product Management. I'm responsible for Ribbon's core and Edge SBC portfolio and drive a service provider and enterprise strategy for our secure voice solutions. Also handle UC and other key technology partnerships. I've been with Ribbon, formerly Sonus Networks, for over 12 years, and I'm based in Ribbon's Westford, Massachusetts office in the United States.
Awesome. So for those who didn't see the previous briefing, Gordon, could you just talk us through briefly the Edge 8000 series and kind of what the concept is of this device and the use cases? Because it's a multi-use device, isn't it, depending on the model?
It absolutely is, yes. So we introduced that back in Q3 of 2023. Been very successful with large enterprises, as well as our sell-through business through service providers and channel partners. Maybe a little bit of background on why we introduced it as a refresh. So, a lot of, obviously, customers are migrating their infrastructure and solutions to the cloud. They need access to higher bandwidth. They need better performance, reliability, and security during that transition. So there's a strong need for a high bandwidth appliance device that also supports interfacing with legacy telco equipment and ensuring flawless interoperability between their new cloud infrastructure as well as that legacy infrastructure. And as we all know, SIP trunks aren't available everywhere, so there's a need for voice interconnect and interfaces out to the customer prem for TDM and analog. Critical pieces remain on site, such as elevator phones, alarm systems, etc. So there's a need for that gateway capability and interface capability between SIP and some of those legacy infrastructures. So we took those factors, those drivers in mind, and also we've been selling and providing edge solutions for over 15 years, so I have a lot of experience, and we took all that, the drivers, as well as our experience, and built a modernized edge appliance with the 8000 series, the 8000 portfolio. And as you mentioned, it's a multifunctional device. It supports session border controller capability, gateway functionality, and also has a 10 gig router on it, all in a single integrated on-prem device. Two versions of it, the 8100, which includes the SBC and routing capability, and then the 8300, which adds the gateway functionality. So it really simplifies deployments in a single box solution, streamlines operations, training, installation, and so forth. So really a modernized on-prem piece of equipment to support that cloud migration while supporting, interfacing to legacy infrastructures.
It's nice to have the option there of the SBC and the router and the gateway capabilities for your T1, E1, your analog, and also you've got the ASM capability in there, haven't you? So a compute module to do things like survivable branch appliance for Teams.
Yes. Yeah, actually, let me kind of elaborate that on a little bit. So the SBC capability is our Ribbon SBC SWE Edge device, which has been certified for UC deployments and contact center deployments. That's the embedded SBC in the platform to round out that functionality. And as you mentioned, the ASM. So let me talk a little bit about the 8500. So that baseline I provided around the 8000, 8100, 8300 introduced.
Yeah, this is the new one. The 8500 is the new, and it feels like it's the big boy of the series as far as I can see.
Absolutely, yeah. We just launched that at the beginning of this year. Same software base as the 8100, 8300, so it's a part of that portfolio. But it's got a very innovative hardware design with modular expansion slots, which allows for a lot of flexibility and scalability with the platform. So as you mentioned, with the the 8000 series, we support FXS, FXO, as well as T1E1 for PRI. With the 8500, the modular design, we're able to expand that capability or that capacity. So it goes up to 96 FXS ports, analog ports, and also 16 T1E1 ports for PRI interfacing. So it's, as you mentioned, kind of the bigger boy in the family relative to the 8000. Higher scale on the analog and the PRI interfaces. It also supports SIP, HA, high availability. It can scale up to 1,000 concurrent calls, 30 CPS, a little bit higher scale in terms of call capacity for SIP. And as you mentioned, with this modular design, it supports our application solution module, which is where we can embed third-party applications into the platform, which again enables the utility of the platform as a CPE device. We'll introduce that capability in our next release in Q3, and we started out with our historical support of Teams survivability branch appliance will be the first application available on the platform, but we're looking into other survivability components for other UC solutions, and then expanding that into other applications that might be a good fit for this type of CPE device with either firewall capability, call recording, or other areas that we're looking into.
Yeah, it's interesting the flexibility you have with that compute module, because there's other opportunities if people have got business use cases or providers have got use cases where they need to run locally something on compute. That compute is there to do it, as you say, potentially might be recording, might be fax server, something else that needs good local compute. That's an interesting opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. It separates that out from the compute for the other functions in the platform, so allow for some other independent functions that may be needed. And I guess one other thing just to add on the 8500, in addition to the capabilities I talked about in terms of scale and the modularity, is it's a proper part of the Edge 8000 platform, so it's supported under our Ribbon application management platform, RAMP. And also we've added some support under our Muse orchestration solution as well. So we can combine some of the IP&O solutions from the Ribbon portfolio along with the Edge 8000 for customer deployments.
Nice. And it's because it's the SWE Edge across the series, it's supported obviously Teams Phone, which is mainly my world, but also Zoom Phone, WebEx, Google Voice, all supported.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we've done our certification on that SWE Edge, which we carried over into the Edge 8000 for Teams, Cisco WebEx, Zoom Phone, as well as Google SipLink.
Awesome. So what I'm really interested, what's the, it's a significant investment building out these boxes and designing them and kind of manufacturing them. What's the business driver for this beefier box at the edge? Who's kind of demanding that, or what use cases are demanding that?
Yeah, there's certainly a need from both our large enterprise customers as well as for service provider solutions that they're selling into the enterprise for that legacy interface interconnect, but also for higher scale than just a single T1E1 or a single, small amounts of analog. So these are for different larger offices. And I'll talk about some of the use cases in a second, and maybe even some central office scenarios where larger scale is needed to support, replacement and modernization of existing voice infrastructure.
Awesome. I think you've got one physically that we're going to have a poke and prod, if that's all right. Yeah,
absolutely. I can swing the camera over and we can just take a quick look at the 8500.
All right. So as I said there, Tom, we do have a 8500 here. So I just wanted to show everybody the platform. On this side, we have the interfaces for analog and the T1E1 interfaces on the platform. So again, we mentioned FXS, FXO, as well as our T1E1. And on the back side, you'll see we've got our IP interfaces, both the 1 gig as well as our multiple 10 gig, and the ability to support dual power supplies as well on the platform. So in a 1U box, very compact. So a nice little package, again, with the scalability that I talked about before.
Yeah, it's nice to see it in real life, and I think the modularity really is there. The power, you're fitting a lot into a 1U, and with that modularity, obviously, then you can switch in and out pieces to get your your analog port density if you want that, or your T1E1s or whatever you need.
Right, as well as the ASM module too. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, what about in terms of the three devices of the family? Where does the 8500 fit in terms of target market and use case?
Yeah, sure. So there's a few different target markets for the platform. Certainly, our traditional secure voice communications with a modernized approach with the platform, especially with the modular platform with the 8500. So we can support higher performance, higher scale, and so forth. UC deployments and so forth as well. Critical infrastructure is another target for the platform. So we have hardened the platform for the ability to sell it into government agencies, defense agencies, and so forth. And gone through compliancy for FIPS, which is Federal Information Processing Standards. So that's a rigorous sort of hardening and testing of the platform that's required for selling into those different agencies. It would certainly benefits us as well for other customers, especially large enterprises who have rigorous security testing requirements, security validation requirements. So it's a very cumbersome but worthwhile process to go through in order to prepare the platform for different deployment models.
Yeah, as I understand it, it's a real benchmark for, like, if you've got that level of certification to be used in those US government use cases, it's kind of an acknowledgement that for other, that's a proxy for, okay, in an enterprise, it's hit the higher use cases.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely with the large financial institutions, again, as I mentioned, have strict requirements in that space, as well as, our expectation is certainly with other government agencies in other countries as well, beyond just the United States. And then the last is just to complement our IP&O solution set for circuit emulation and network modernization. So that's another area that we've been positioning the Edge 8000 platform. So use cases, traditional enterprise SBC gateway capability, SIP trunking. So that's certainly one. UC scenarios and integration with legacy PBXs that could be, on-prem, deployed in, those overall solutions deployed in the cloud with the need for the interconnect with the 8500 or the other parts of the 8000 portfolio. Branch office deployments where a single CPE device is needed for, voice security, the SBC functionality, SIP connections, as well as for routing. So that's another key area for us.
Yeah, we did a white paper recently with yourselves. I think we got up to 7 different use cases where even when you're moving to the UCASs, there's these countries that still have traditional connectivity, some countries you can't get SIP trunks in, PBX interop, as you said, analog. That there's a whole bunch of reasons why you might still need these edge CPE devices in certain business scenarios.
Right. And then, there's been the scenarios I mentioned with complementing and providing a solution combined with our IP&O portfolio, specifically Neptune. So we had a deployment with the 8000 at Brightspeed for digital access and cross connect, basically a modernization of their network and circuit emulation where you're transporting, these voice traffic over IP. And that's the scenario that we had with Brightspeed. We implemented the 8000, actually added, we provided with the 8000 VXLAN capability to provide that circuit emulation service over IP. And also we have some functionality for DHCP server on the 8000 that was also there to augment a combined solution with our Neptune platform. So that was a very successful deployment. Another area that, or use case, I would say, with service providers on network transformation is modernization of TDM and POTS and implementing circuit emulation there. In that case, Neptune provided that capability for T1 circuits, and with the Edge 8000, we provided that for their POTS lines, their analog phones. Beyond just the traditional voice solutions that we provided with our edge devices, branching out into other areas as well, and then combining some of those solutions with the IP&O portfolio.
So what's that circuit emulation enabling then? Is that like when people are turning off certain things in their core network, like the analog switch off, and you've still got the analog on site, or is it something different? How's that work?
Yeah, it's like that where you're deploying it, but ultimately need that interface at the customer site.
Yeah. We've got a lot of that happening in the UK at the moment. We've got a big analog-to-IP switch off, but it keeps getting postponed and pushed out because there's still so much analog around.
Yeah, I mean, in general, that's one of the motivations to keep it up and modernizing our on-prem hardware interface platforms, our appliances, is that is happening. That transformation is happening, but the need for that interconnect is still there at the prem.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, thanks, Gordon, for giving us a tour of the latest 8500 and the whole kind of series, the 8000 series. Really interesting to hear, particularly the use cases and what it's being used for out there. If people want to find out more or get more information, what's the best thing to do?
Yeah, certainly. And again, thanks for the time. I really appreciate it. Relative to learning more, certainly if folks are already connected with Ribbon, they can reach out to their account team. Certainly are up to speed on the Edge 8000 portfolio as well as the other components in the overall Ribbon solution set. Also on our website, there's a lot of information at a general level or a specific level on the 8000, our data sheet, use cases, testimonials, and so forth. So they can get additional information there as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Gordon. Talk again soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.